Hello everyone, this is Lalita ma'am and welcome to my channel. Okay, so this video is for grade 8 science and the topic is age of adolescence. So this video can also be viewed or used by the grade 10 students because you will have the same topic in your 10th standard biology as well. Okay, so without further delay, let us move and understand the different things that are there in this lesson. So now look at this image. What are you able to see? Different children showing different emotions. So all these different emotions are like someone is happy, someone is sad, someone is angry and excited and afraid, shy. So you all observe these type of feelings or emotions in your daily life, isn't it? So these emotions, from where do these emotions come? So these emotions, they usually come from or arise because of the hormones that are secreted or produced by some of the specialized organs in your body. So these specialized organs, they are present in different parts of your body. And then these organs produce some chemical substances. So these chemical substances that are produced by some specialized organs, they are known as hormones, and these organs are known as glands. Okay, so these emotions are because of the chemical substances or hormones secreted by the glands. Now which gland secretes it and all, we are going to study about it further. Now this is endocrine system. Now what is endocrine system? It is nothing but it is a system or of different specialized organs that secrete some special chemical substances known as hormones. So all those organs or specialized organs which are responsible for producing or secreting hormones, they together form endocrine system. Okay, now this endocrine system has different glands in it, and we are going to study about five major or some of the major glands that make up the human endocrine system. So the major glands that make up the human endocrine system, they are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, then adrenal gland, pancreas. You can find here this is pituitary gland which is present here at the base of the brain. Then thyroid gland, this thyroid gland is present at the base of the throat. Then adrenal gland, it is present here. Then pancreas. Then after that ovaries, which is present only in females. And then testis, which is present only in males. So these are the major. Apart from this, you have different other glands as well, but the major glands that make up human endocrine system are these only. Okay, so now let us discuss about the location of these glands and what hormone do they produce. Okay, now pituitary gland. Where is this pituitary gland located? It is located at the base of the brain, and the hormone secreted by this pituitary gland is thyroid stimulating hormone as well as growth hormone. Now this thyroid stimulating hormone, what is the function of this thyroid stimulating hormone, which is also known as TSH? So this TSH, it stimulates the growth and functions of the thyroid gland. Then growth hormone's function is to control and regulate the growth and development of the body. Okay, so then now the next comes thyroid gland. So the location of thyroid gland is at the base of the throat. And what does it secrete? It secretes the hormone thyroxine. Now what is the function of thyroxine? Thyroxine, like during infancy and like during childhood, our body requires enough amount of thyroxine because the maximum growth and development or brain development takes place during this time. Okay, this thyroxine is also known as T4 hormone. Okay, it controls mood, like whole body behavioral changes, eyes, menstrual cycle, and different things or that takes place in our body. So it is controlled by this thyroxine. Now the next one is adrenaline gland. Now this adrenaline gland, it is its location is near the kidneys. So you can observe here, near the kidneys, these adrenal glands are located. Now these adrenal glands, their location is near the kidneys. They are also known as gland of emergency. Now, why it is known as gland of emergency? Because it releases the hormone that we need it during emergency situation. Okay, so the hormone that we require during the emergency situation, that is known as adrenal. That hormone is secreted by adrenal gland, and that hormone is adrenaline. So this adrenaline is also known as flight or fight hormone, because suppose you have a lion has come on its way, like on your way when you are moving somewhere. So when you observe a lion in front of you, you will decide like what to do now, whether I have to fight with a lion or it is better to run away from here. So that is why this decision what we take, it depends upon this hormone. So that is why this hormone is also known as fight or flight hormone. Either you fight in that situation or simply run away, that is take flight, okay, from there. So this is about adrenal gland. Now the next one is pancreas. Okay, now these pancreas, they are located near the liver. As you can see, these pancreas are located near the liver. So as pancreas are located near the liver, so they have some important function. They have some function to do which is related to liver, yes, or related to digestion. So apart from taking place in the secretion of some digestive juices, it also secretes insulin. Now this insulin is responsible to control or regulate the blood sugar level in our body. So sufficient amount of insulin is required in your body. Otherwise, the blood sugar level of your body disturbs. Okay. Now, the next one is ovaries. Now, ovaries, they are present 2 in number, and they are present in only females. Okay, so these 4 what we have discussed, they are present in both male as well as female. But the ovaries, they are present only in females, and then testes, they are present only in male. So now these ovaries, they secrete the hormone estrogen. Now estrogen is responsible for controlling the development of secondary sexual characteristics in females. And this or testes, they secrete the hormone testosterone, and this testosterone is responsible for controlling the secondary development of secondary sexual characteristics in male. Now, what are these secondary sexual characteristics? That we will discuss in the further slides. Okay. Now, these are the different roles of hormones in our body that we have already discussed. Okay. So, hormone ADH is secreted by pituitary gland. It regulates the blood osmolarity. Okay. Then adrenaline, it increases heart rate and breathing rate during exercise and all. Or during the case of emergencies, our heartbeat increases, isn't it? So it is because of this adrenaline. Now insulin is secreted by pancreas, and it decreases the blood sugar level of after a meal. Then testosterone is secreted by testes, which brings about puberty in boys. Then progesterone, it maintains the uterus lining, and it is responsible for causing of menstruation in females. Now estrogen, it is also secreted by ovaries, which triggers the puberty in girls. Okay. Now, what is adolescence? So adolescence, it is a period of development that occurs after childhood but before adulthood. So the period of transition, when you are transiting from a childhood to adulthood. So this period of transition, or this transition period, is known as adolescence. Now, during this period of adolescence, the reproductive organs that are present in our body, they reach the maturity. They start becoming mature. Then in girls, they will start producing, ovaries start producing mature eggs, which is known as ovum. And in males, they start producing the testes, they start producing sperms. Now, along with that, some other physical changes also take place during the adolescence, and these are known as the secondary sexual characteristics. I already told you before that I'll tell you secondary sexual characteristics. So the physical changes that takes place in your body during the age of adolescence, these changes, physical changes, are known as secondary sexual characteristics. So what are those physical changes? Let us discuss further. Okay, now what is puberty? Puberty means the period in which adolescents, they reach the sexual maturity. When the sexual maturity is reached in the adolescence, and they become capable of reproducing the organisms of their own type. So this period is known as puberty. So in this puberty, the child transforms into an adolescent, and then from adolescence into an adult. So this is the stage of growing up, you can say. Okay. Now, what are the physical changes that takes place during puberty? So during puberty, development of reproductive organs. Okay. Now, development of reproductive organs. It means in girls, the ovaries, they become mature enough to produce eggs or ova, and in boys, the testis and the penis, it develops and it starts producing sperm. Then as we are discussing physical changes, though these physical changes we can observe. Okay, so enlargement of breast. So in the during puberty, the breast size of the girls increases because the milk producing glands that are present in the breast, they start developing inside them, so that it is a preparation for future motherhood for the girls. Then increase in height and weight. So this is a very common change which takes place in both boys as well as girls. The height and weight of the adolescents, boys and girls, it increases. Okay, there is a tremendous or a rapid increase in the height and weight of the boys and girls. In boys, this rate is slower in the early stages, but in later stages, it is high. And in girls, it is faster in early stages, but in later stages, it slows down. Then change in the body shape as well. Now, in the different changes takes place in the body of the boys as well as girls. Now, shoulder muscles and shoulders develop, and the chest also become broader in case of boys. And in case of girls, the hips broaden, and the pelvic region also, the size of the pelvic region widens, so that again in future it is capable of carrying the baby inside it. Okay, now body hair. So this is common in both boys as well as girls. So during the age puberty, hair start developing under the armpits, even in the pubic region, and different, like in the legs, in the chest, for boys on the chest as well as on the shoulder. Also, boys start developing mustache and beard. Okay, facial hair, we call it as a facial hair also. Then change in the voice. Now this change in the voice, it takes place both in boys and girls, but in case of boys, the larynx part, this here you will find out a swollen part, and this swollen part is also known as Adam's apple. Okay, so during generally this size is increase in the size, it is very prominent in boys as compared to that of girls. Now, due to larger voice box, the boy's voice becomes harsh, and the you can say deep voice, and the girl's voice becomes high pitched or shrilling voice. Then increased activity of sweat and oil glands. Now, during puberty, the sweat and oil glands in the body, they become very active, and as a result of this, pimples and acne is caused in case of adolescence. Okay, during the adolescence age. Now, the next topic is menstrual cycle. So what is menstrual cycle? Menstrual in Latin, it means month. So the cycle of producing released or matured ovum. Now, this is ovary. Okay, so from this ovary, every month or once in a month, sometimes from left ovary, sometimes from the right ovary, any one of the ovary will release the one mature egg, and that mature egg is known as ovum. So this process of release of the mature egg and the preparation of this uterus, lining of the uterus, so that for possible pregnancy, this cycle is repeated once in a month, and this cycle of producing and releasing the mature ova along with some other changes that takes place in this uterus, this is known as menstrual cycle. Now the start or the onset of the menstrual cycle indicates the puberty in girls. Now it usually starts from the age of 10 to 13 in girls. Okay, so in girls, yes. Okay, now then it means when a girl starts her menstrual period, it means the girl has now acquired the ability to have a baby. Okay, now what is this menstrual cycle? What are the different things that takes place during this menstrual cycle? That we will discuss. But from this ovary, suppose when this egg is released, this fembry, this is known as fembry, it holds that egg and it takes it in the fallopian tube. So this is fallopian tube. Okay, now in this fallopian tube, the egg starts its journey. And if this sperm, if it comes and fertilizes it, then the estrogen which is produced here, with that the lining of the uterus develops, and then that fertilized ovum, when it comes here, it is implanted in the uterus, and here it develops into a baby for the 9 months, and then after that it comes out from the mother's womb. But if there is no fertilization, so this lining of the uterus sheds along with the flow of blood, and this flow of blood remains for 4 to 6 days, and this period during which the blood flow continues, that is known as girl's menstrual period. Now, what is menstrual cycle? The cycle of producing and releasing mature ova along with associated changes in the ovaries and uterus is known as menstrual cycle. The start indicates that the girl has acquired the ability to have a baby. Now, menstrual also means month. Now, what are the sequence of events that takes place during menstrual cycle? Pituitary gland, it secretes hormone to stimulate ovaries to produce sperm. So as you know, the pituitary gland is located near the base of the brain. So it is also known as master gland because it controls the secretion of all other glands. This pituitary gland, it tells all other glands like now what to do and when to release or when to secrete the hormones. So this pituitary gland, it secretes hormone, and that hormone stimulates the ovaries to produce the egg, that is ovum. Now every month one ovum is released after every 28 days. Then these ovaries, they release the hormones estrogen and progesterone, and these hormones are responsible to change the lining of the uterus. Then this ovum, it goes down the fallopian tube through the fembry. Fembry catches it or holds it in the fallopian tube. Now, if ovum is not fertilized by the sperm, then that ovum dies and then it starts disintegrating or breaking. So when it breaks, it also brings out blood along with it, and then the hormone level goes down and the menstrual period starts. So the lining of the uterus starts breaking and then it sheds along with the loss of blood, and this phase is called as menstrual period. It remains for how long? It remains for 4 to 6 days. And then again after 28 days, the next menstruation takes place if there is no fertilization within this period. So the adolescent girl's first menstruation is known as menarche. So the time when the girl starts getting her first menstrual period, that is known as menarche. And the stage when this menstrual cycle completely stops for constant 12 months, then that period is known as menopause. So the age for the menopause, you can say like it's 40 to 50. 55, after 45 to 55. Okay, so at this age it stops permanently. Now we have already discussed what are the physical changes that takes place during adolescence. Now these are the emotional changes that we takes place during the age of adolescence. So not only our body develops physically, but emotionally also there are lots of changes that takes place in our body during the age of adolescence. Like first one is mood swings and irritability. Means in this age you are like always your mood changes. Sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are happy, and all of a sudden for no reason you feel irritated, you don't like someone interfering in your matter, and all that takes place. Then this is what mood swings. Then conscious of body changes, one becomes aware of all the changes that are taking place in our body. So we become aware of our body changes. Then during the age of adolescence, it also develops attraction towards the opposite sex. Okay, so boys start getting attracted towards the girls started getting attracted towards the boys. It that attraction can be towards your parents, towards your siblings, or anyone. Okay, now during the age of adolescence, during puberty, the children have maximum learning capacity. So if you want to utilize this period in learning something new, you will be a great learner at this stage. And at this stage you also try to become independent decision maker. You are ready to take your own decisions. Okay, then this is also a period of confusion. Like you are confused which career to select, what to do, what is correct, what is wrong. You are not sure about these things happening around you. So that sense of confusion also develops during the age of adolescence. Then there are different hormones that, as we have discussed, that are produced during this puberty. So what are the roles of those hormones? Now estrogen, which you can also call it as okay, is oestrogen. So this estrogen and progesterone, these are developed in girls. Okay, these are produced only in girls, like in girls. So what is the function of these estrogen and progesterone? These are the hormones that are important for sexual and reproductive development in women or girls. And then estrogen and progesterone, it helps to control the menstrual cycle. Their main function is to control the menstrual cycle and play an important role during the pregnancy. If the woman becomes pregnant, so during that time also they play an important role. Then in male body, what is the function of testosterone? Its function is to produce the sperm cells. Okay, and also development of secondary sexual characteristics in male. Okay, now the nutritional requirements and personal hygiene. So as this is the stage where lots of changes are taking place in your body, so you need to take care of the food which you eat, and you also need to keep yourself tidy and neat and clean, because at this age, like as there are different things, so that changes, so many emotional changes, bodily changes taking place. So the food that you eat, you need that much energy, as well as you need to have cleanliness in your body. Okay, so that is why personal hygiene is very, very important. So you should avoid eating junk foods or spicy food, too much of consumption of spicy foods and all, you oily food. And you should instead, you should go for a balanced diet. Okay, so that all the requirements of your body can be fulfilled. Then as already I have discussed, oil glands and sweat glands are very active during this age. So you should always wash your face like at least 3 to 4 times with non-oily soap or a face wash. Okay, so and in this way actually you are cleaning your face. Okay, so you can avoid the problem of pimples and acne if you follow these simple steps. Then during the menstrual cycle, girls should use proper neat sanitary napkins, and those napkins must be changed within every 6 hours, and it should not be kept for long period of time. Otherwise those microbial action can take place, and it may disturb your health. Okay, and it may also develop odor, bad smell. Then during this age, you should always take bath regularly. Taking bath regularly will help you in keeping your body clean, as sweating and like other changes takes place in your body. So you should always keep your body clean if you want to stay healthy. Okay, now the next topic is addictive substances, drug abuse, and AIDS. So addictive substances, what are addictive substances? You can see here in the images, colorful images, you might have understood what I mean to say. Consumption of alcohol, consumption of gutkas, pan masala, or cigarettes, and all these should be avoided, because once you are addicted, okay, so your body wants it again and again, and it can harm, it will definitely harm your health if you keep on consuming these bad things, we can say. Okay, so you should avoid and why do we do all this, during the age of this age, we are trying to please our friends, and so to try to please your friends, you do all these things, but it is not at all good for you or for your health. Otherwise in future it may cause severe health issues in your body. What is drug abuse? Now drugs are nothing but the chemical substances which bring physical, mental, and behavioral or emotional changes in the user. So when you consume any medicine, or when you suppose if you are not getting sleep properly, then a doctor prescribes that sleep pills to you. So that sleep pill will bring out some mental or behavioral, or it will bring out emotional changes in your body, and it helps you in getting proper sleep. But when you use any drug without the prescription of a doctor, or for a purpose other than medicinal use, then that is known as drug abuse. So you should always avoid, you must avoid drug abuse. Now this drug abuse is actually this drug abuse is very harmful. Why? Because once a person starts taking drugs, then the person's body becomes dependent of these drugs, and once your body becomes dependent, we call it as addiction. Your body becomes addicted towards it, and it makes it difficult for you to survive without it, or to live without it. And if that person stops taking drugs, then it becomes difficult. So that is why you should avoid and say no to these type of drugs, and you should avoid it at any cost, even though your friends or anyone is forcing you, but you must avoid it. And some of the examples of these drugs are cocaine and marijuana. Okay, so these are some of the examples. And for while taking drugs, when you use someone's syringes and all, so then you have chances to develop some contagious diseases like AIDS, which is also known as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So in this your immune system becomes weak, and then your body becomes a host for all the diseases, and then your body it cannot recover from it. So then it can kill or a person as well. So that is why you must always avoid taking drugs, and you should always keep yourself healthy and away from all these addictions. So I hope this chapter is clear to you, and this was just a revision of the whole chapter. So if you have liked this video, please do like, share, and subscribe and please comment on it, and I'll bring up the next part of it, that is reproduction, very soon. Until then, bye bye, take care.